us all, and the list of all unknowns is tall. But if there's anything we know, our stubbornness has shown, we'll climb up after any fall. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Leftover ashes in the sky, and the nations, all they do is fight. Yeah, the crown broke all our trust, so I guess it's up to us to save whatever's left of life. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. But we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Oh, we know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from.
Hello everyone, this is the Nameless One, and today we will be continuing the Lost Memories Second Chances campaign. I have here with me today Cold, Ice, Fiction, Moon, and Nez. Whole party's here. Let's see. Before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, follow on Twitch, all that good stuff. More about how to support the channel at the end. And don't forget that starting Wednesday is the subathon for Twitch. So go ahead, and if you're not already following me on Twitch, go ahead and drop me a follow over there. Also, I have neat transition effects now. Sorry, I'm very proud of that. Anyways, before I lose the entire train of thought there, who wants to do my recap?
Well, we went to hell.
Yeah, that hasn't happened.
Yeah.
We're also almost out of perishable food.
That's also. Wait, we are?
We're getting low, yeah. Essentially, went to Tartarus, grabbed the amulet. The dead are apparently interested in Emerald and are calling him a prince.
Yeah.
Successfully made it out of Tartarus, other than, being absolutely terrified about everything. Went relatively well. Doc basically kind of told the party about a whole bunch of the shit that he had learned from the first campaign. Silver Tongue, King in Yellow, responsible for the spell spawn, etc., etc. Equestrian Monarchy handed over their leadership, etc. on that. Essentially, we are wondering what the hell is up with Emerald and the dead and them calling him Prince and all that, but no clue at this point. Not a whole lot done at the camp gates when we camped at the gates. We got hold of the tablet, and we now know what's on it. So, sorry, Ivory. Then when we were on our way out of the nuclear wastes, we ran into the hunter and we successfully ditched him, and we should be right outside the area where the map on the tablet has led us.
Okay.
Damn, blood stole my tablet.
You weren't using it.
That's what you think. It was a great sleep aid.
There we go. Got that fixed.
So that's why you were coincidentally awake every time it was time for your shift.
Yeah.
You keep
Coincidence.
trying to get into everything
Sure.
while I'm doing things. I'm gonna put you away while I do this. Decided to leave him out so that maybe he wouldn't pee on the floor. Now he's starting to irritate me.
Yeah,
Anyway.
dogs do that.
So, you guys follow the GPS line. Ivory, you get to wake up as they are using your tablet that you'd had to direct everybody in where you were going.
Ivory's instantly gonna go up and try to snatch it back.
Who was the one actually leading the group at the time?
Probably Pyre.
I mean, Doc was told that he should never touch technology again. So,
Who told
Yeah,
you?
so yeah. Yeah, it's probably Pyre.
I don't remember last time you were told that.
well, I tried to hook up a mouse to it, and then I had it snatched away from me. So it's kind of implied.
Still do not know how you have a living mouse.
Well, you see, some ancient cultures believe that if you cut the head off and then you hold it in your mouth, it improves dental hygiene.
I am not entirely sure where you had heard that, but okay.
It's an Egyptian thing.
You know, that doesn't actually surprise me somehow.
Anyway,
I mean, one of their gods is a cat.
True. When Ivory comes over to snatch the tablet, Pyre just kind of hands it over. Got everything out of it anyway.
Yeah, he's going to give you a very dirty look.
Hey, it was a navigational aid. I just happened to go through the rest of it and made sure I copied it all down.
It was a great navigation. All I had to do was copy it down. Like he mocks Pyre.
She just rolls
like-
her eyes.
I'm not letting you get anywhere close to any of my things again.
Well, your fault for being poo-brained.
Yes, and your fault for being a snooping, impotent child. And he's going to walk off.
Yeah, Pyre's just kind of like mimicking him as he goes away before continuing on.
Hey, children. So, I like how I told the music to loop, and it has not done so.
Huh.
Oh no, it's just got an abnormally long silent bit at the end.
Oh, of course.
Hey, you gotta give it a sec to wake up.
See, this is why I just got uploaded to VTT.
Or use Kenku FM.
Anyways, the tablet led you guys to a partially buried bunker door. By the looks of it, nobody's been here for a while, but it was never actually fully buried. It'll take you roughly about a day to clear out the debris and get it open.
Well, best get to work. Lazy ass FPC couldn't even do the job right.
Well, to be fair to them, it looks more like a mudslide came through and partially buried it.
Does anyone have any shovel?
Ivory might. Ivory has a lot of things.
Anything in the
Unfortunate, he does not.
anything in
Basics
the
includes trowels.
oh, yeah, that's true.
Well, when you do a bit of gardening, I guess we'll be set then.
You know, for somebody who has a couple giant tents, you'd think you'd have a shovel.
I have everything to set up a medical camp, not a war camp.
No, that's
What?
closer to Ivory's domain.
Yeah.
Ivory, do you have a shovel? Maybe a matic?
Unfortunately, I do not have a shovel or a matic, but I can repair your guns and any kind of mech stuff, and electronics. So I have everything but a shovel.
Perhaps a controlled amount of explosives?
That would have avoided the explosives. She kind of gets an impish looks at Crazy Joe. Hey, Crazy Joe, there might be Cheerios down there.
Everyone back up.
Crazy Joe looks at the bunker and then shakes his head and says, "No Cheerios," and it walks away.
Yeah, it was worth a
When
shot.
did he get a Cheerio sense?
And maybe he's convinced himself that piece of wood you carved out for him is the Cheerio.
Like there's only one in existence. Is there only one in existence?
Well, every
You
time
don't
he
even know
says it, he's
Cheerio
used it in a
is.
plural. He said Cheerios, so I assume there's more. I still don't know what Cheerios are.
Perhaps whatever it is wants a sufficient amount.
Maybe. I know that trick used to work though. We used to line up Crazy Joe, and then any new recruit, we'd tell Crazy Joe that there were some Cheerios in their room, and Crazy Joe would bust down the door in the middle of the night. It was very funny.
Hey, Crazy Joe.
Apparently, he's caught on to it.
If you can get away into the bunker, I'll let you pick out a can from the fruit case.
He seems a little more interested in this. Let's swap songs. Not that song. This is a different version of the same song. It's not remastered. Maybe this one will have less of a giant pause at the end. So, Crazy Joe does proceed to start, rather than, using explosives, start digging by hoof. It's not very effective, by the way.
Yeah. Pyre just kind of rolls her eyes. Alright, everybody, let's get to work.
The
Pause.
camp begins.
Put shovels on our shopping list.
We have a shopping list?
We do now.
We do now.
She kind of looks at you and then looks at the cart and goes, "What do I write it on?" Because I don't think you have any paper, right?
I do not.
These
Pyre,
heathens do not have any writing material, but Ivory Facade does.
Pyre glares over at you but says nothing and kind of very carefully kind of quote unquote locks her travel bags.
Oh, y'all are free to dig through my cart whenever you wish. I just recommend doing it with a modicum of care. I do have a variety of toxins and poisons in there.
I suppose I wouldn't expect anything less from a doctor.
No, I would. Why did the doctor have poison?
Because I have other hobbies than healing.
So,
Such as
if you have different hobbies that are completely separate, then why would I would assume that all doctors have poison?
I mean, I guess any medical or any substance used for a medical purpose could be a poison in sufficient dose.
The right attitude, that's all.
I don't know if that's inaccurate.
You all gotta quit yapping and start digging.
I'm.
You can hear it in Emerald's voice. I was hoping that if I keep yapping, you would forget I needed to dig too.
Diggy diggy hole.
Crazy
think-
Joe's a dwarf and he's digging a hole.
So, we're gonna have you guys do the doing a watch for the night. Going with your usual order.
As well.
Emerald. Not bad. For the most part, it seems fairly quiet right now. Tantibus is in her usual place. What do?
I don't have any specific ideas, so I guess I wake up the next person.
Is that me?
I believe
Yes.
it
I
is.
think it's usually me. Perceive.
We have
I
perceived-
failed.
Wait, what?
I had something in my modifier bucket that I should not have had.
I see.
I don't think my bulging muscles will help me see better.
No, not really. So,
You gotta flex your eyes, not your body.
Every day is
Hey,
like
eyes
day.
are muscles.
you also see nothing of note.
Mhm. Okay, I'll wake up the next person.
Yeah, that'd be me. Perception, right?
Mm-hmm. What the hell? That
Medieval
said,
town.
Bring out your dead!
that said
We've entered
muttering.
1066 England.
Oh, I'm back in town already?
That's it. One that said muttering. Two, I did not realize it stopped all sounds.
Because it's a sound effect, not a song.
Yeah, it was. It was.
You can also turn that off.
I know. I just did.
I mean the auditor. Man,
That
did
is
Crazy Joe
not
get
dead
really sick?
I'm. Hold on. I'm checking sounds.
Just something compels a doctor awake. He's like, the plague!
Well, he says he's not dead.
Just pick him around another pass. He will be.
He'll be dead in a minute.
I'm not gonna die. I'm healthy.
Hold on. I'm just.
Someone's up in the rafters.
I'm the source of the
Sorry,
ticking.
guys, my
It's a
voice is
pipe
really
bomb.
now.
Yeah.
I love how this is just like basically an audio sting. Slightly
Man,
drawn
the
out.
new
But
Hollywood movie trailer looks really nice.
anyways, now that I've. How is this muttering?
I don't know why it's fucking called muttering. I have one called muttering. That's. It sounds nothing like this.
This is like random medieval town.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I didn't know we entered the world of Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
You know, I really wanted to like Valhalla, but the gameplay got so samey before we even like expanded out past the first region.
Yeah. Nah, I pretty much agree. I was gonna say beautiful game, but that's like the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, so it's just. That's so weird. Okay. I guess muttering is now random town sounds.
Good to know.
I'm gonna turn my usual sounds back on.
Back in the post-apocalyptic wilderness.
That was very strange. going to pretend I didn't see all of the cascade of fuckery that just happened.
No, that was just Nebula having a vision again.
Oh, apparently I had somebody sign up for the YouTube membership. Thank you, Miss Game Reaper. Took a moment to check that.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see. Anyways, back to what we were trying to do before random town sounds interrupted everything. Fire.
Mm-hmm.
You hear something on the edge of your camp?
I guess Pyre goes and investigates.
Anytime you get close to the sound, it seems like it moves just out of reach of your vision.
Earshot?
No, and he's it's in earshot. He can't see it.
Pyre
he-
kind of.
Moving to where it sounds like it is. But by the time he gets there, every time it's moved to another position out of visual range.
First thing Pyre does is kind of look over at the Tantabus.
It's looking at you.
You see anything out there?
It kind of gives a shrug.
Nothing specific. Thanks anyway. She kind of like whispers out into the dark. Anyone there?
The darkness replies. Anyone there?
Okay, that's rather disconcerting.
Okay, that's rather disconcerting.
Pyre kind of stops talking, kind of backs into the camp, see if whatever presence follows.
Nothing follows. So you do hear something snickering in the darkness.
Some sort of trickster, I suppose.
This is also repeated back at you.
Pyre just kind of rolls her eyes, kind of just goes back to watch, then wakes up next person on watch. It's just kind of says, "There's someone watching the camp. They're a bit of a trickster." They kind of repeat what they're saying. Don't know if it'll be the same for you.
Someone in the darkness repeats all of that back, Doc.
Case in point,
I understood it the first time.
wasn't the one who said it the second time. Like I said, trickster.
Doc is going to poke Kaz away, or Kaz awake with a stick.
She groggily wakes up.
Wake up, Kaz, it's cooking time.
So go ahead and roll your cooking perception and then Kaz is cooking. There should be the 12. She's doing better than you are.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll just add some. There's some extra whiskey.
So you don't see anything, even as the firelight is kind of, because when you cook, I'd imagine you'd put more wood on the fire to make sure it's nice and hot.
Yeah.
You don't see anything out there, but occasionally as you're talking to Kaz, it will, whatever it is that was taunting Pyre will occasionally repeat what you say back.
I want to treat it like it's actually trying to have part of the conversation. Like, if you repeat something that I just said, that was a statement, I'd be like, I know, right?
It seems surprisingly enthusiastic with its responses after that. Though it does seem to only be repeating what is said by the group. He is the last watch.
I was about to say, I'll wake up Ivory.
Ivory wakes up, now sleeping with his gun locked and loaded.
Good morning. We have ghost voices. They're rather conversational.
Wonderful. It's always another thing.
This time, anytime that Ivory speaks, just the utmost sarcasm coming from the voice.
They also appear to reflect the speaker's general mood when they're speaking. For example, I often have a flash enthusiasm. You're often a sarcastic ass.
Well, one of us has to be obvious.
Doc said the inside, thoughts outside.
Yeah, Ivory will get up, dust himself off. He'll go wake up. What's it called? Coppertail for start of lessons in cooking. Lessons and cooking.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your cooking. You successfully do a cook.
I successfully cooked. Jesse. Coppertail, we have to cook.
The ponies need food, Coppertail.
The ponies need food, Coppertail. We have to cook. I don't really think Ivory has anything else he wants to do right now.
Well, no attempt to fail a will
I
save.
think he'll just. Oh yeah. Iron Will Ivory. Iron Will Ivory.
Good God.
He succeeds again.
So,
Yeah, that's him.
I'm assuming that at this point everybody's awake. You guys, the day before, were able to clear off enough of a path to be able to open the door. You just haven't opened it yet. It's who wants to open a bunker of unknown purpose and then sleep next to it. Especially with Doc having dealt with one that had a robot that wanted to kill everyone. Or the one with full of monsters. Multiple ones full of monsters.
Yeah, there were a few of those, I think.
Well, good thing we have a explosive. Well, I was gonna say expert, but I'll just call.
Explosive enthusiast.
There we go.
Yeah.
So, are you guys going to open the door and head inside?
As
Yes.
well.
In case we all die, I'm gonna let Joe pick out a can of fruit first.
Joe seems very happy with this.
Yeah. Fruit for a fruit.
Okay, give me just a sec. I'm going to find. What does this one sound like? Nope. Might actually use one of these.
Our time's ticking down.
Sounds like suspiciously like a clock, yes. I don't know, I kind of like it.
Suspiciously. But does that mean it's supposed to be a heartbeat?
Dawn of the first day.
So, we're actually going to keep this. But first, I'm going to move a song over to that board that I duplicate it over. Play this one. And perfect. Spooky ambiance is spooky. So, you guys make it into the bunker and realize that this one's kind of massive. Like, you've been in a few bunkers so far, but this one didn't open up into a giant antechamber. And you can already tell that this one's going to take a bit longer to explore than the ones you've explored in the past. I will note that the knocking sound is something happening in the game.
Something tells me we're gonna want to find that knocking sooner rather than later.
No new problems for you yet.
No. We're good.
Although I will say that with the size of this room, it would be, unless you have like agoraphobia, or not agoraphobia. This room is big enough that you don't need claustrophobia right now. Is what I'm trying to say. It is impressively large, especially for being underground. There's a number of hallways. You guys just want to take the closest one?
Sure. I'll also fix bayonet.
Yeah, Ivory's going ready shotgun and what's it called? Tell Coppertail to be ready and have Crazy Joe ready for it too, just in case.
Pyre is going to kind of go to each opening to see if she can get a clearer sound of where the knocking is coming from.
The sound seems just kind of pervasive throughout, as if whatever it is far enough in, but also connected to enough places that it doesn't particularly at this point seem like any particular spot is louder than another.
It's worth a shout. Alright, you guys lead the way. I'll watch the back.
So,
If we find a giant beating heart, can we all get on the same page beforehand as to whether or not we'll stab it or leave it be?
Pyre looks at Coppertail and Crazy Joe.
Well, as long as it's not a giant magic heart, they probably would just. Actually, I don't know. That's kind of terrifying. I assume
Copper
if we find
poses the
a
question that doesn't the FPC abhor magic anyways?
Fine.
Well, they should.
Just because
if
you're
they're on
against
the same
something doesn't mean you
lines as
won't
us.
weaponize it.
Yeah, considering
That
Do
is
we
literally like one of the tenets of her cult is fuck magic. We don't use that shit. So
well,
if the FPC is using magic, they immediately don't like the FPC.
well, given who the hell knows who dropped the mega spells, could have been the FPC for all we know.
Well, you do know that
Didn't I?
the nuclear device that is in the door of Tartarus was not magical, and it was made by the FPC.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the mega spells you have witnessed were on territories owned by the
Monarchy.
yep.
Oh, so they're both responsible for destroying the world. Great.
Oh, absolutely.
Mutually assured destruction that actually went through.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at like how some of the worst radiation is spread out,
Mhm.
you know, some suspicious about Tartarus. Why would both sides bomb the ever-living shit out of it?
Hmm. Yeah, good point.
But that's besides the point.
Yeah.
Obviously, to stop the other side from returning to the land of the living.
They just really didn't like it. Like, it was just a mutual thing.
Yeah. Tell
They
me
blew 'em
hell,
up.
go to hell.
Blew them up, sent them to hell, and then they bombed hell.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Sounds like sound logic.
as you guys continue down, you come to a fairly small room comparatively to the massive antechamber. This one's about the size of like a standard office room. There's a number of desks that have decayed. They're still like mostly standing because while they have decayed, it was technically in a fairly sealed environment compared to being outside. You do note that the name plaque that was still standing only has about half a name, and all you can get off of it is hoof.
Hoof.
If you would like, you can search the room. Search or scrounging is best, otherwise perception -4.
Pyre's kind of gonna just look out at the door.
Dang.
Crit success.
I'll look for some
Nice.
paper.
Let's go.
Okay. Doc, you don't find any. Everything in here is just too badly decayed to be of use to you.
Well, if we need more firewood.
Rapid, as you're looking around, you do find what appeared to be some old mechanical pencils.
Oh, heck yeah. The most advanced technology.
And
Damn, I want some.
Ivory, as you're searching, you find a spot in the wall where it looks like somebody had hollowed out a small slot. And in that slot, you find what appears to be an access keycard, as well as a note.
Ooh.
On the note was hastily scrawled something, but whoever scrawled it was either really in a hurry or had just the worst hoof writing. Like, we're
Can I
talking.
use my massive brain to try and figure out what this
Roll it at a
was?
-2.
Okay. Still an 11. Go.
Still a no.
Fuck.
Yes. Whoever this was, their handwriting was just the shittest.
Damn. Well, Ivory will tuck away the key card just in case. And return to scrounging some more if there's anything left in the room.
For the most part, excuse me. For the most part, you don't really find much of interest. It was kind of a largely empty office space
Okay.
at this point. Excuse me.
Just had to wake up the folks at home listening.
So, the other doors in this hallway lead to broom closets and bathrooms and things like that. Would you guys like to explore the next area?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, you get a good ways down the hall before you come to a locked door that requires keycard access.
Oh
Ivory
no.
will
If only we
pull
had
out
a
the
key
key
card.
card and use it. You'll do it very nonchalantly, just like, oh yeah, I just have the key card.
So it beeps and the door very slowly and loudly opens, as if the mechanisms have just kind of this is the first time in forever they've opened, and they're not feeling it today. About halfway through, they just stop.
Mm.
The door is open enough that you can squeeze through, but it's not moving anymore.
Pyre steps through, kind of making
real head-
quick look. Well, not quick look, is like carefully analyzing the area to make sure there's no traps.
So this room's a little bit more disheveled than the previous. Looks like somebody might have had a fight in here at one point, and the skeleton in the corner with the decrepit pistol and next to it kind of implies as much as well. There is half of a name plaque that just says Commander on the damaged desk, and what appears to be a computer terminal that, despite the wear and tear and the damage caused by whatever fight that happened, is still intrepidly trying to continue functioning.
Pyre's gonna go over to the skeleton, give it a kind of a brief search over, and then kind of do her usual burial rite.
I mean, if you need a spare mouse,
Hacker Man Ivory will immediately go for the terminal.
For Pyre, the skeleton is still wearing the decayed remains of what appears to be an FBC military uniform. And it is, despite how long it's been here, in surprisingly good condition.
Suppose must have been sealed pretty quiet.
For Ivory, you have things to roll.
Okay. I mean, is it unlocked or is it locked by a code?
It is, in fact, password
Or
locked.
something like that. Wild. Fuck.
You have 2 attempts remaining.
Well, my first attempt was a failure. Guys, it wasn't password. I need some help.
Have you tried pass 1, 2, 3?
That actually worked.
So much for security.
So as you are tapping away at the keyboard, the computer makes a noise at you and brings you to what appears to be some sort of home screen. And
Okay.
there's lots and lots of corrupted data on this computer. Just like an egregious amount. But there is a couple files that are still viable by the looks of it. One of which says something about Project God Engine.
Immediately going for it.
So this seems to be a communication between 2 individuals who are currently unnamed, and they're talking about procuring. They use the word batteries.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a quick intelligence check. Given the information you already have, they may be referring to ponies. But they're talking about the procurement of batteries, and one of them notes that they have some particularly powerful ones that they've procured. There isn't much other information on this, though it does note that in one of the other corrupted documents, you notice that it mentions something about a research lab further in.
Okay.
Fire kind of walks over after doing her rights. Well, anything interesting?
There's a research lab further in. And then, where is it? You're just gonna stop there and flick off the page.
The
Fire
rest,
just
Start
just
looking
gives
for
a
more
look.
files.
the rest of the files seems to be just generalized logistics. This guy seems to have been in charge of keeping this place running. Lots of orders of just like he's ordering metal and other materials, but rather than by the pound, it's by the ton. And it's in amounts that you're not entirely sure where they're getting it from, because you've never seen a ton of anything.
Ivory can very easily assume what they're using all that for. Can he try to recover any of the corrupted data?
What are your skills besides computer hacking? Do you have like
Computer programming.
roll that at a -3?
Ugh. I get lucky. I got
I
lucky.
pulled out a lucky.
So, as you are tapping away, you do manage to recover one of the files. And it seems to be a correspondence between the commander and Commander Steelbrand. And they're talking about 2 off-site facilities with which they are preparing 2 of their biggest experiments. Steelbrand has informed the unknown commander that they have procured the biggest battery yet and are in the process of trying to procure the other one. And the way that these 2 are talking, the one that was in charge of this facility was not a low-ranking command.
Okay.
Because they are talking to each other casually. Even though they are using quite a bit of coded language to hide what they're actually talking about.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most casual you have seen any of the correspondences in any of the facilities that you've looked into, though.
Okay.
Would you like to search the room?
Ivory will mutter, well. What's it called? Since I have that portable drive, can I attempt to download what's it called? This file and the other God Engine file to it to keep it on hand?
Portable drive. Are you talking about the tablet?
The tablet, and then it had a drive that I attached afterwards.
Wasn't that the decryption key?
It had the key on it.
Ah, okay.
The thing for the key is not big enough to download things onto.
Damn.
It was made for just the key.
Ah. Can I still try and, I don't know, download to the tablet, wireless internet or something? I don't know. Not yet, but
Are you hoping that there is Wi-Fi in an ancient bunker?
more like I'm hoping it's Bluetooth compatible. If not, I'm pretty sure I have. Fuck, I don't have spare wires.
Pyre
answer-
kind of.
Will be no.
Yeah, Pyre kind of walks up. What are you doing?
Just trying to save something. And he will facetiously, he will open basically a command prompt and act like he's doing some programming to quote unquote get stuff back in order to block what's the text file.
Pyre.
Facetiously?
Yeah.
Is that the word you were looking
Yes,
for?
I couldn't say that. Yeah, facetiously. Goddamn.
You still can't say it.
Yeah, I got it.
No,
Pyre-
I can.
Yeah, Pyre rolls her eyes, reaches into her bag, slaps down one of her notebooks and a pencil.
I have something I can write it on. I would just prefer to have it on my digital tablet that is mine and not yours.
Rolls her eyes. Well, you want the information? You know, preferably before you do something to screw it up.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm amazing at this.
So is it anybody gonna search this room while we're here?
Yeah. After eventually just giving up, he'll search the room.
Why did I even roll after seeing that roll?
Seeing what roll?
You made it.
I can't read. I'm sorry.
Ivory will write down what he saw since he can't get it digitally.
Why did Ivory scrounge twice?
I
Because he
only
wanted to
did
scrounge
that
harder.
once. Because he was rolling with advantage.
That doesn't exist, but nice try. Anybody else gonna do it, or is that it?
Pyre's already waiting at the door at that point.
Okay, so Rapid, you find another keycard in the desk. Ivory, you don't find anything.
No.
Rapid, considering that this seems to be the office of somebody very important, because Ivory has not shared any of that information with you, your keycard may have higher access than whatever keycard Ivory currently has.
Yeah, he's definitely not telling anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys headed to the main entry chamber again to check out a new area?
Yep.
Yeah.
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 So, when you get back to the antechamber, there is a pair of large double doors at the far end of the room that seems to indicate that in that direction important things lie. What?
There's a research lab further into the bunker that may lie beyond the doors.
Makes sense.
Let's check it out then.
So,
Yeah, we will head up to the doors.
Ivory, your keycard is able to open those doors, and again, it's a very painful process watching it open, and it only opens just enough to let you guys in before the mechanism gives up. Once inside, you notice that there is a long hallway followed by another set of doors, and on closer inspection of the hallway, as you're going through, you notice that if this place were to go into some sort of lockdown, there'd be a total of 20 other doors that would slam close. Whatever is on the other side of this, they did not want other people touching.
Ivory will instruct his followers to be especially careful.
Once you are through the second set of doors at the far end of the hall, you come into what appears to be a massive facility. It's big enough that you can't see the far end of the room. It doesn't help the fact that it's also really fucking dark once you get further in. But as you are looking around, you also notice that it's gotten a bit louder in here. God damn it.
Getting closer.
There is a number of different hallways. Would you guys just like to explore the first closest?
Well, if the sound is anything like it was in the previous place, then yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it does appear that it's coming from the end of the room that you guys can't see.
Well,
You've got more of a bead on the direction now.
right. Oh,
Well, I would
No.
love to go running towards the sound to find out what it is. There could potentially lie either beneficial or hiding threats in the rooms, and I don't particularly want that to suddenly appear behind us if we decide to do something.
good point. Plus, might get more information.
Mm-hmm.
Doc,
And do it.
I want you to roll me a perception. Hold on, let me. I think touch is what I'm looking for, but I want to make sure. Yeah, touch.
You made it.
So, as you enter this room, you notice that the temperature, while it's not super hot, it's slightly raised from compared to the other part of that you've been in already. Nothing alarming right now, but it is something to note.
Starting it warmer. Maybe some type of machinery that put heat into the environment.
Fire kind of stops to, determine for herself. It's kind of getting a little warmer.
It is indeed getting warmer.
Well, first hallway.
First hallway.
So you guys travel through the room a bit to get to the first hallway, and as you start going down the hallway, it slowly kind of changes from an industrial vibe to a clinical kind of hospital-looking vibe. As you guys are going through, you see viewing windows on either side, looking in on what appears to be surgical rooms. All of the doors are locked by keycard, and Ivory's keycard is not enough to open it.
Ooh, but does mine work?
Yours will work, in fact.
I'm going to open one of the doors.
This one actually hisses open with relative ease. What do?
We search the room, I guess.
So, if you guys can roll me search or scrounging or perception -4.
Pyre's once again just keeping watch.
So, Ivory, you're actually able to find some surgical tools still sealed in their packaging. Scalpels, forceps, and things like that. Other than that, though,
Take them.
there really isn't much in here. In this, first room.
Said they have viewing doors, right?
Windows.
Or, yeah,
Big-
viewing
big
windows. Okay, well
Glass
we can
pane.
peer in. Yeah, we can peer in before opening every single door to search stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It might be better to do that just in case.
The next handful of windows appears to be more of the same. Although at one point you do come to a window that also seems to have a frozen cryo chamber. From the window, it is hard to see because there is a layer of frost on the inside of it. So in order to get a closer look, you would need to actually get a closer look.
Yeah. I will assume this is a cryo chamber and say that to the others.
Well, if all the house is there, kinda gotta assume it's still working. Wonder who it is.
How thick is the frost on the window?
It's not on the window, it's on the cryo chamber. So, like, the inside of the cryo chamber has a layer of frost.
Okay. Alright. Well, Ivory might be able to check on their terminals.
There is, in fact, a terminal attached. You gonna go in and check it?
Yep.
Okay. So, this one really doesn't require much work to get into.
Okay.
It's almost as if the fact that you found the facility and have made it this far alive, they kind of assume that you're supposed to be here anyways, considering the amount of access you need just to get back here.
Good. Dropping their security standards. That's good for Hacker Man Ivory.
But as you're looking at it, it's whatever is in the cryo chamber is marked as patient 752, and the status is just comatose, and it's also marked as harvested as well.
And Pyre's kind of leaning in, trying to see through the glass.
Roll a perception.
Dee-dee-dee-dee.
Visual specifically.
Vision?
Yep.
Critical success.
So the creature inside, you're able to find a spot in the frost just enough for you to be able to see inside. The creature inside is covered in a layer of frost as well. But other than the fact that it's kind of an odd-looking creature, the very first thing you notice is it looks like somebody opened it up and removed its spinal cord. And then it looks like somebody also removed the brain as well. And whatever it is left is just being preserved for unknown reasons. This creature is rather odd looking to you. It looks like a pony, but like if a pony was a bug. It's got a green carapace and a pair of large orange horns, and is unlike any creature you have seen before. And you've seen some weird shit.
Had a character, I had a feeling I know who that is.
Yeah.
Pyre immediately relays all that information to Doc.
Does Doc respond?
Do you think I'll be able to resuscitate them?
Sorry, I missed that.
He asked if you think he will be able to resuscitate them.
Kinda pokes back in. It's missing its spinal cord and its brain. Odds are probably not.
I mean, Crazy Joe does well without a brain.
He still has a spinal
There's
cord.
dynamite in its place, though.
Why would someone remove brain?
Maybe they put it into the robot.
Would kind of make sense to me. Just wonder which robot.
Can Ivory get anything else from the little terminal?
For the most part, this just seems to be monitoring the status of the patient.
Okay.
Well, might as well just keep it running for now. Who knows? Maybe we'll find where the rest of them went.
I never reattached a spinal cord before.
Well, if it's possible to take one out, I'd assume there's possible to put it back in.
So, as you guys continue down, you do note that there are other rooms with cryo chambers, some of them active, some of them inactive. The vast majority mark their patients as dead. And the number just seems to go up the farther in you get. At one point, you see patient 7839.
Damn.
That patient is not in what could be considered an intact state, despite being in a active cryotube. It's also, the cryotube has marked them as dead.
Does it look similar to what we've saw in the first one?
It does look like they attempted to remove the spinal cord and brain in this one, but it looks like they let the intern do it. Because you
I
can still
guess
see pieces of the spinal cord.
Guess once they reach this number, they didn't exactly need pristine specimens. Do they look like at least the first specimen we saw? Does it look similar?
The creature? No. This one's actually a griffin.
Ah, okay, so they're all different kinds of creatures, okay.
Yep, you've seen griffins, you've seen Kieran, you've seen ponies. You've seen a few things that look like the first one, but those seem to be fewer in number. You've seen what looks like a cross between fish and pony. You've seen what looked like a pony, but there was a lot of water pooled in the cryo chamber and frozen. The pony looked strangely emaciated, but was also marked as alive.
Oh, maybe some weird kelpie?
Do you know what this thing is? Like, the thing in
What?
the lake?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
So, Doc, you do remember interacting with a kelpie that had a body that went with the water part of themselves? And
Yeah,
from
but I
what-
don't know if they have organs. I never exactly cut them open.
Well, the one that you found was also not cut open.
Well, yeah. But the fact that it's in here with everything else having, like, harvested spinal cords and brains implies that this thing had organs. Means
It
other
does.
kelpies have organs? I mean, I take it as the implication of such. Has have something that they harvested.
Yeah. Dude, if you're kind of looking at Pyre at this point, you see her just like looking just really, really sad and just kind of shaking her head. It's just so many. Like, I don't have time to do rats for all of them.
So, when you
Well-
go ahead.
If you want to do them right, kill the people behind this. And if they're dead, kill the predecessors. And the predecessors are dead, then just keep continuing down the succession.
Yeah. Bastards who did this. If they ain't already dead, they're gonna be.
That's the spirit.
Okay, kind of see Pyre's face harden as she heads back towards the exit.
So, as you
Okay.
guys,
Ivory's watching them face indifferent.
as you make your way through, you guys finally get to what appears to be some sort of like office at the very end of the hall, and your keycard gets you in. And the first thing you notice is that this place is very immaculately kept. And the notes and whatnot in this room, first off, when the door opens, it exudes just this stale air scent, as if this room was not just closed off, but airtight closed off. The skeleton inside still has bits and pieces of preserved flesh attached to it. And as you are looking around, you notice that a lot of the paper is still intact. It does seem brittle and will need careful care to flip through it, but it does seem that it is in fact quite a bit of legible work in here.
Pyre,
Time for Ivory to go reading.
Pyre makes her way carefully to the body and kind of starts looking it over.
As you're looking, you find out that the corpse sitting in the office chair he's known as Bronze Scalpel. So it also notes, and you find a diary that notes that he changed his name at one point, so he refuses to elaborate on what it was previously. But all of the information you're able to gather is lists of patients, 99% of which were marked as failures. And there he elaborates on the failures being due to various incompatibilities. He does note that with some of them that they made advancements where less was needed. They didn't need to remove spinal cords or brains after a certain point. It also notes that they are making leaps and bounds in advancements in science, and you find a document that's talking about it seems to be essentially like a thesis where he's going on and on about what it requires to create a battery, and notes that the more powerful or noteworthy an individual is, that it seems like it directly corresponds with their ability to interface with a god engine.
Pyre just like kinda, or you got more?
Go ahead.
Pyre's kind of scratching her chin. I think we may have found where they were making the batteries.
Starting to think I won't be able to resuscitate them.
Now, it says here that eventually they didn't necessarily need to remove spines or brains, so maybe. But then again, if they didn't need to do that, I don't think they would have needed to freeze them either.
You do find a document noting that the first patient you guys ran into was a successful one, but it was only... He was one of the only ones that managed to actually survive and interface with a god engine. He also mentions that the god engine that he interfaced with is known as Exterminator.
She brings out her notes to the name, to the copy that she made of all of the notes from the tablet. She starts reading through it. Let's see, where was it? Flip. Damn it, I know I put it down here somewhere.
Exterminator was a thing called, bony called Thorax.
Thorax.
Says he has memorized the list.
And she just finds the page. Yeah, you're right. Also said it was incapacitated but active.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of is listening to the heartbeat or the beating. I really hope that isn't what I think it is.
Either that or it is Lady of Ashes.
Yeah.
That isn't complete yet.
Yeah. Check the tablet, see what percent that's at.
He will open it and double check.
92.
92.
Alright. Oh. I think the sooner we find out what that is, the better, but like you said, best to gather info. And she kind of gets a little depressed again. Don't know if there's going to be anything we can do for poor Thorax.
Well, I feel like the best thing we can do is make sure it never comes to be.
Yeah, for Lady of Ashes definitely, but for Exterminator, what can we do for him but put him down? She kind of closes her book, puts it back in, and makes her way to the opening. Find anything else?
It does mention that there is another researcher who had been going through with almost a clinical vibe to how he talked about everything. He notes that this other researcher who's in this further in this facility, whose job it is to interface the batteries, is a particularly sadistic individual.
She flinches. That's really not good. Whoever was putting them in took joy in doing it. Something tells me we're gonna want to find this guy's office.
Then we should begin hunting for it.
Pyre looks at the body. I'm really conflicted about giving you your rats, since I know you're likely behind this one. He turns away
That
and
is why I only give rights to members of our little family. And he will continue on.
yeah, Pyre turns away, immediately exits. You don't deserve it.
Stuff fall.
So,
That was just the sound of the dramatic exit.
as you guys continue your search, you note that. Hold on just a second. Go lay down. You note that a lot of the hallways lead down to like machining areas. There places for them to like shape the metals that they have into the proper components. If it's not just for storage of components.
Pyre has kind of now frowning and made a conclusion. They built God engines here. If it wasn't already obvious.
Well, and the obvious thing to do is to make sure that they can't build any more.
Pyre glances at the cultists. We aren't gonna have any problems, now are we? That includes Ivory.
Yeah, no. Ivory has a suspicious but like small smile. We'll see.
Yeah, well, I don't want to put out any friends. Let's leave it at that.
Then you may wish to abide my words, Deeperin.
Alright, let's keep moving on.
Okay. So, after... Wait, you... Go lay down! After quite a bit of searching, you do end up finally finding the hallway leading to what appears to be another research type area. And you do come to another office. This office, a lot less clean, a lot less organized. There's also quite a bit of, quite a few preserved photos of what appears to be botched attempts to interface ponies with God engines. And to say that they are stomach churning to look at is a drastic understatement.
Creature in the Waste didn't look this bad.
There's a few of them you can actually tell which engine it is because of the fact that the interface ponies were turned to a slurry, and there's only one engine that really makes sense for that. And Doc, it's the one that is basically your antithesis. Given that both of you wear Plague Doctor's masks.
Oh, one of us is going to have to change.
Which one is that? Plague King?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dear God, what? What the hell did they... Is there even anything left to even save on that one?
None that enter the God engines would be savable in your sense.
The only thing we can save them from is their misery.
So, if you want, you can go ahead and roll search or scrounge. See if
Yeah,
you
at
find
this
anything.
It's ground or a search, or what was it? Perception at -4.
Yes.
Damn.
So, Ivory, since you're the only one that passed and the only other person besides Pyre that searched, as you are like looking through, you do find a book that appears to be more personal diary than like research related. This guy is just waxing poetic about the details of the process, noting that he has sabotaged several because either A, he decided they weren't worthy of being interfaced, or B, he was getting irritated with how seamless the integration process was becoming. He also notes that regardless of how seamless it is, anybody who is integrated is in constant agony. And he does note that he puts the patient as 1735. Was one of the more resilient patients and spent many hours screaming after being integrated until they finally sealed her into the sarcophagi, as what they call the battery housing. He also notes in a very sadistic nature that he's snuck in there several times just to listen to the screaming from inside the sarcophagus. This is an individual that, while many of them were probably not mentally stable, this one was exceptionally not so. He also notes that they have yet to find a way to make integration painless, which he notes that the other researchers have been starting to have qualms over. And he also notes that he would rather it stayed painful. And he has an entire section talking about patient 7999 and patient 8000. Both of them, he says...
So 8,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both of them, he says, will need to be in an induced state of what he calls... rage? He just calls it an induced state of rage. noting that they become more powerful and thus better batteries.
I got a guess on who those two are.
He notes that they not only captured 7999, but have also sealed her into her sarcophagi. But due to the nature of her enraged state, it has taken longer than anticipated to interface the sarcophagi with the rest of the God Engine. Noting that for every step forward, there is 5 steps back due to the sheer amount of heat. He also notes that the patient before these two died spectacularly when they attempted to interface that patient with a God Engine that you haven't seen mentioned before. He notes that the entire machine exploded because of it.
You see Pyre reading over her shoulder, just absolutely horrified.
By the way, this guy goes into like explicit detail on the fact that the patient survived and what he did to quote unquote put them out of their misery, which he did not take any kind of liberties with what he did, and also did not make it quick.
I find this bastard, I'm gonna defile his corpse. There won't be nothing left of him.
The final entry is actually an entry that he notes their facility has been found, and given his proclivity for sadism and torture, he has decided that he will leave on his own and go into hiding. He has also noted that there's rumors that he is going to be court-martialed as well. The fact that the facility was discovered by the Equestrian Monarchy is just a happy accident.
If this opponent survived, I will kill him and I will make it slow. She kind of takes the book from Ivory and puts it in her bag.
Oh, Ivory's not going to allow that. He is going to fight to keep that.
Well, she's not going to try and pull it away, but she basically looks at him and says, "We're keeping this. Bad as it is, we might need it."
Oh, I'm definitely not throwing this away. Don't get me wrong about that.
Good. Kind of lets go, and you can see she's a little bit nauseous as she leaves the office.
One last thing that is noted in the journal is that many of the ponies that have been sealed in the sarcophagi for a God Engine, he says that it seems that they are also losing their sense of self, noting that it is most likely due to the programming within the God Engine that prevents them from being able to rebel. Though, based on y'all's knowledge collectively, you know that that's not entirely accurate. They did end up eventually rebelling.
That's why the FPC went into hiding.
Yeah,
Any-
Ivory's going to stay for like a good minute longer, and once everyone has like left the room and prepared to go on, he's going to give a very like quietly audible, like kind of like sigh, almost like disgust, before containing himself and then putting it away, and then joining the rest of the group.
Anywho, it is now about an hour 45 minutes in. Do we want to continue? Do we want to put a pin in it so that you guys can like digest the current information and we can pick it up next time?
I'm good stopping here.
Alright.
Okay. For those of you that may or may not be watching, if you enjoyed that and would like to see more of it, then don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, follow on Twitch. For those of you that are Twitch viewers of mine, we will be starting the subathon on Wednesday. Other than that, we will see you Sunday night for Heart of Darkness. Everybody have a great rest of your afternoon, and don't forget to drink water. Oh, before I forget, there's also a Patreon. Patreon links in the description, and big thank you to Cameo, Shadowness, Ice Crystal, and Scarmix. Everybody have a great afternoon. Don't forget to drink water.
Hydra times 2.
Well, the bomb got dropped upon us all, and the list of all unknowns is tall. But if there's anything we know, our stubbornness has shown. We'll climb up after any fall. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Leftover ashes in the sky, and the nations, all they do is fight. Yeah, the crown broke all our trust, so I guess it's up to us to save whatever's left of life. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. But we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Oh, we know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from.